All right, hello, welcome traders. Hey, it is Monday, 11/24/25. Hey, we're back on another week here in the markets, and just crazy stuff continues to happen in these markets. But I'm going to share a couple trades that I'm looking at today, one that I put on, and then we'll talk about a few other things in here today. But I want to start with talking about trading mindset a little bit here. And if last week was a huge up and down swing for you, not only P&L wise, but emotionally, mentally draining, then this might not be the best thing for you. Okay, you might want to try some sort of trading or just investing where you buy into the Qs, the SPYs, VOO, something like that, have some bond funds, what have you, and just let those things go. Trading's not easy. Okay, we lose money, we make money. I've lost money, I make money. It goes up and down, but you got to have the temperament, and I think you have to have the really short-term goldfish mindset where I don't remember what happened 5 minutes ago. Okay, I don't care if I won, I don't care if I lost. Okay, I'm constantly working the process itself. When I go in and evaluate businesses and companies and such out there, I really focus on the process, not the results. Okay, the results typically take care of themselves. Same thing in sports, same thing in business. It doesn't really matter if you focus on the plan, okay, the process, the preparation, the people, training the mind up here, following the plan, following the process, and that is your focus. The focus should be on the process. Okay. Are the people doing what they're supposed to be doing? Is everyone holding up their end? Did we plan these trades or our business correctly out there? And if you do and you follow the process, then the outcome's pretty much going to take care of itself most of the time. Okay. But you got to follow the plan and you got to follow the process. And I think that's really what separates really good traders from everybody else out there is if you got spooked last week and things were down, okay, maybe A, you're a little too overextended. B, maybe your plan wasn't great. And C, maybe just isn't for you out there. It's okay. Sell your stuff, get out of the market, bail out, okay, get into some more safe vehicles out there and get a good night's sleep and don't worry about this stuff. Because again, trading is really, really hard. Okay. We might lose 20%, we might gain 20%. If you can't handle those swings up and down, again, it's just not for everybody. That being said, it was a pretty green up day today in the market. So again, you swing down, you swing back up. Okay. It's all good. In the end, if your process is solid, your outcomes are going to be solid as well. But you can't panic out on the way down, okay? And you can't FOMO in on the way up. Okay? If you bought a bunch of stuff today, not sure that was a great idea. Okay. Time will tell. Maybe you're right. Maybe you picked the exact bottom spot. Okay. Or maybe things just haven't shaken out a bit and we got a little bit of a quick bounce here. But if we look at things, which we're going to look at in just a minute, I don't think the all clear has sounded. So let's get into it. First thing I want to do is talk about uh, the actual account. So let's skip over these charts for a minute. We'll take a look at the account itself. We ended the day at 395. So again, the last 2 days, we've seen our delta drop significantly. Why? Well, because the market's going up. When the market goes up and shares go up, the delta of those drops. So 395, perfect. Very flat, very level, doing really, really well. All right. So point one of our net lick. We're at 1593 of theta. Again, if VIX is coming down or volatility is coming down, your theta is also going to drop. But we also did close out a trade today as well. So I did close a strangle today for a nice winner. Let's keep going. Net lick had a nice gain today up to 380, 821. So that's in good shape. Pretty much where we started the month. We are almost exactly even for the month. Neither here nor there. It's all good. We've had a great month of realized gains, but the net lick is pretty much just flat on the month. Actually, we're down 316 bucks this month so far, and our BP usage dropped significantly to 205. It's the lowest mark since the 10th of this month. We're at a 54% of our buying power usage. Did have a realized loss today. Why? Well, because we rolled. So one of our rolls was, in fact, we'll go ahead and take a look at our closed trades with you. So our AVGO covered call today, we did roll that out. That was a $5,000 P&L hit that we took, which is great because the underlying value went up way more than that. So it was an overall very net positive day. We also called the coast another gold strangle for another 50% winner in only 25 days, $1,100 there. So that's where we get uh, our net realized gains and loss but our net lick went up today. We closed out a covered call that was in the money but had no extrinsic value left, and we sold another one on that same Broadcom uh, stock, or really our leaps. We sold another covered call on that today. So we'll take that because the underlying went up significantly. So let's just jump into the markets now that you've seen the account and what we're doing out there. Let's take a look and see where we are. What should we be looking at? And one of the things I think that's important here is if you look at ES here, if you look at the daily chart, we are still below the 21. We made a run to it, but we stopped at it. Okay, the 8 is still below the 21. You're in a bearish PSAR. Now, MACD's curling up, RSI is curling up. So kind of a mixed picture. If you were taking a snapshot right now, you'd have to say on a daily chart that we are essentially in a neutral spot, which I think is great for a strangle. Well, I'd be looking at adding another strangle here on ES. I also think it's not a bad spot for a 112. A 112 is great in a neutral to bullish environment. Both of those are great trade opportunities. All right, let's look at oil. So if we're looking at oil, it continues to be in a downtrend, broke this uptrend line here on the short term. Nothing different. I mean, yeah, had a nice little reversal today. Still below the downtrend line, below the PSAR. The 8's below the 21. You're below the 20. Everything's negative on oil right now. I think you can still strangle this thing if your strikes are far enough out to the downside. So I think an oil strangle is fine. I don't know that a 112 is the best trade on it because again, you want to be neutral to bullish, and I'm really not very bullish on oil. So I think we continue to strangle oil here. I do have a Jade Lizard on, which again is neutral to bullish, but that's been on. If I'm putting on something today, most likely it's not. Again, this is me. This is me trading. This is for educational purposes here. I am not telling you what to do necessarily. I'm telling you what I would be doing, what I'm looking at for trades. All right, taking a look at gold. So gold having a nice up day, but it's held in there pretty well. Gold has been above or holding on to the 21 EMA here on the daily chart, so that's been great. The 8's above the 21, that's positive, and we're above both the 8 and the 21. You got RSI rising over 50. You got MACD now moving higher a bit, or at least reversing. The all clear's not sounded yet, but this is, you know, fairly bullish, neutral to bullish setup in here. We do have a strangle that came off today. I'm looking at adding a 111 today in gold. Did not get a fill on that, although maybe I did get a fill on that. We'll double check in a second here to see if we ended up. You know what? We did get filled on that gold 111. So we got filled on the gold 111. I think it's a good spot right in here, neutral to bullish trade. I think that's great. All right, let's take a look at bonds. Bonds having another nice day, maybe a double bottom in here. Again, I don't think they're going to race to all-time new highs, but this certainly to me is a bullish looking setup. But again, neutral to bullish, perfect for, I think, for strangles in here. A 112 doesn't really set up well on bonds, so a naked put might be a good opportunity, which we're already in. At least that's what we had done. We're breaking back above this anchored VWAP. Things look good on bond world. I think coverage strangles are fantastic on bonds. All right, let's skip on down. Big day in the Mag 7, big day in techs. Everything was up, but nothing has changed. Okay? Nothing has changed Amazon, yeah, bounced great. 8 below the 21, stock below the 21, bearish PSAR, we're still below the 50. It's still bearish. Okay. Nvidia, same exact thing. No change there. Still a bearish setup. Tesla, still a bearish setup. Okay. And the MACD or the MACD reversing RSI trying to climb, but again, 8 below the 21, stock below the 21, negative PSAR, all these things bearish in nature, just staying out for now. All right, Meta having a good reversal day. Now we are in Meta. We're long. We're down on this trade. Still think this thing moves higher, closes the gap. Now we did trigger a bullish PSAR today, so that is the first sign that maybe this is a good bottom opportunity, and we finally broke above the 30 on the RSI. I think this is your opportunity now to potentially jump into Meta if you want to sell some naked puts or something in here. I'm not saying it's going to the moon. It could be some more sideways action, but this is where I would at least start to potentially look at getting a little bit long on some Meta things out there. Apple, still very bullish. It's not for me. Google, very bullish. It's running too far for me. Microsoft trying to hang in there at the 200-day moving average. It's not a good setup for me yet. Palantir trying to reverse. It's still bearish, right? So below the PSAR, 8 below the 21, stock below the 21, RSI below 50. I'm not in Palantir. I think these things have a nice day today. We'll see if we get any follow through. It is a holiday week, which typically works to our advantage, but the all clear has not sounded. Nice bounce here on Hood off of the fib levels. We'll take those back off. We're still hanging on to this anchored VWAP, but it's still bearish overall. Netflix, still bearish overall. Broadcom, now we're in Broadcom, and I had to roll today some covered calls. This thing is absolutely bullish, right? So bullish PSAR, which started 4 days ago. Eight's breaking the 21 now. Stocks breaking the 21, above the RSI 50 and rising. I think all systems go on Broadcom. I like it here. Taking a look at SoFi, still a bearish setup, okay, but not bad for a neutral trade. I'd be looking at SoFi as a potential strangle opportunity here. So I think SoFi strangles, not bad. If we dropped to the puts, I would probably take assignment. Okay. And then sell some covered calls a ways out in here. I think this thing kind of performs sideways, but I do like SoFi, and I think this is an opportunity to look at that. Bull, maybe the bottom is finally almost in. I like Bull here. I think this is very similar to Meta. I think Bull and Meta are the two best opportunities if you want to sell some naked puts and try to get in at something that's at a low to give yourself an opportunity to give the best chance of rising. Would I go leaps on either one? Maybe. I prefer to sell naked puts, and if assigned, then I flip those into leaps from the shares. All right. Oscar having a great day today, jumping up. We love Oscar. This thing looks good. And then UNH, same type of a thing. I think bottom's about in on this thing. It's still a bit bearish to neutral, so don't bet the farm on it. I like what Bitcoin did today. It's not the all clear. Don't go buy all the Bitcoin you can because there's nothing positive here yet. We have not broken the PSAR. We have only barely broken the 30 on the RSI. It's below the 21. We're way below the 21. Bitcoin, not great yet. We'll get back to the strategy in just a second. And if we look at Ethereum, not yet. Not yet. It looks much better, which means Bitmine looks much better. Bitmine did flip to a bullish PSAR today. That's a really good sign. So we got that going for us. We're trying to break the 8. We're right at the 200-day. I don't think this is a bad spot to jump into Bitmine. So I think there's a lot of good opportunities here. And then lastly, we'll go in on strategy. So one of the things I want to do on strategy here is I don't know that Bitcoin's out of the woods. I don't know that strategy is really out of the woods. This thing has really been beaten up severely. So would I be getting in here? I really would not. However, I don't think that this is a bad spot looking at RSI trying to climb back above 30. It hasn't done it yet. We have not flipped PSAR. We have not broken the 8 moving average. You can see that we have failed at this 8, which is the blue line. Fail, 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 all the way down. Not yet, but I'm looking at potentially a strangle opportunity here. It's not my perfect strangle setup, but I think selling a naked put is a good opportunity potentially here. Let's see what we get tomorrow, but I think we could be selling puts on strategy. And I think if you want to sell some calls, because I don't think it's going elevator all the way back up immediately, although it can, it's a very volatile underlying. So there's a bunch of charts, a bunch of trades in there. I think there's a lot of things to be done, but if I had to make a serious move today, it'd probably be sit on my hands. The gold trade was the one trade I wanted to get into with the 111 on gold. I think strategy is a potential opportunity here. Let's see what happens tomorrow, but I do think Meta and um, what was the other one? So I think Meta and Bitmine, these are opportunities in here potentially to get in low. And I think SoFi is a potential decent opportunity in here. So I think those are all real potentials to get into something. But I do think Meta here is now possibly a really good opportunity. And I think Bull is also a potentially good opportunity. So there you go. I gave you a bunch of trade ideas. Be patient, guys. You don't have to jump on the first up day. Yes, it was a big up day. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Okay. But if you were panicky last week, Friday and today gave you the opportunity to unwind a bunch of your positions. Did you do it? Okay. If you were scared and skittish, did you make the adjustments? Okay. Did you learn that, well, maybe I'm a little overly leveraged and I have too many leaps or things on that are all moving in the same direction? So your reprieve was Friday and today, where you got a nice bounce back up that you could actually close out a few of those positions, make your life a little bit easier. Okay. If not, then maybe again, this stuff's too hard. All right. That being said, you guys have a great rest of your evening. We'll see you in the trading room tomorrow. And I wish you all good luck. Take care. Bye bye.